So today, very important, something which is very close to my heart and which kinds of is a need and hour is childhood obesity. Childhood obesity is a serious health problem that is becoming increasingly common around the world. It is defined for someone who has body mass index, that is the height versus weight proportion, about 95 percentile of the children of the same age and sex. Children who are obese are at high increased risk of number of health issues like type 2 diabetes, blood pressure, and also experiencing a lot of bullying in isolation. So just like we are now getting familiar with childhood obesity, let us first look at the causes of childhood obesity. One of the most important reason of childhood obesity is pertaining to faulty eating habits. It's very important to understand that unhealthy diet eventually leads to childhood obesity. A typical unhealthy diet is high on sugars, high on processed food, high on sugary things, high on a lot of trans fatty acids, which are available in the form of biscuits and processed products and the bakery products, eventually leads to unhealthy weight gain, and that leads to obesity. Second most important point regarding this is genetics. If the child has that genetic influence where both his parents are obese, child himself is at a high probability ratio of having childhood obesity, coupled with various other health issues like diabetes, hypertension, as adult. So that's one. And most important third pillar, which helps in curbing obesity is sedentary lifestyle. In the digital era where, most children are gazed to their gadgets and, with the digitalization happening around, there's a lack of physical activity amongst all the age group. It's very important to understand that when your calorie input is more versus your calorie output, childhood obesity is eventually going to happen. Most importantly, childhood obesity is lead to stress. It leads to lack of physical activity rather. It is also associated with unhealthy eating. If all these three factors are taken care of, childhood obesity is something which we can combat easily and make sure that a child is physically, mentally, and emotionally strong and fit. Just like we now know the evitable reasons of childhood obesity, it's also important to learn that there are some modifiable factors like physical activity, right nutrition, and stress management. By taking care of all these three things, it will make sure that your child is physically, emotionally, and psychologically fit and fine.